My mate Simon Tui from Freshly Picked is here today to cook an exceptional chili. This is not your average chili. There's some really unusual ingredients here. Love it already.
This is blowing the mind off chili, which is kind of the avid meat eater would even not know that there's no meat in here.
Yep, that's my kind of food.
That's
I think
right.
we should be eating more vegetarian food and just laying back off the meat just a little bit, just a little bit. Still eat it, just a little bit.
And then scare people with crazy flavours.
Yeah.
Now, this is it. So these, I mean, there's a lot of chili here. So we've got 3 different types here. We've got one here, one here.
Yep.
So they've been in the oven for a bit. And over here are the beans, which is the filling part, the protein that we normally do. And they've been soaked overnight. Now, if you don't have beans, you know, that you can just soak overnight all the time, tin beans are fine.
Okay.
But I put that in a pot. I've had that going for about 40 minutes with some aromats, so oregano, bay leaves, and fennel seeds.
Yep, and no salt when you cook your beans.
That's right. Okay, so we're gonna let these hang out here. Now, you're on the chili duty because I don't want them on my fingers. Could you de-stem those for me? Now, you can take the seeds out if you want. So you can make everything a lot less spicy if you so wish by adding less chili, right? But also, that's right. The smart move, and they're also quite sweet and smoky chili, so you're not gonna get a huge bang, like hurt your mouth sort of heat. So
Not all chili is equal, right?
That's right. But you've got ancho chili, you've got Kashmiri chili, and you've got chipotle there.
So I've taken some of the chilies out, and I hope I'm doing the right thing just by...
Yeah, well, you're going to blend it up, so you can easily just throw them all in, they'll do it themselves. But yeah, there's no right or wrong with this bit.
Yeah, and we've toasted these only for 2 minutes in the oven. Why do we do that?
Okay, so they're dried, they've been in a packet for quite some time.
Yes.
We just need to liven them up a bit. And also there's a little bit of oil in there that we just need to release. Now, the thing is, it's only 2 minutes, and although that sounds like a short period of time, because they're dried, you can burn them. And that's something you really don't want to do, because as soon as you burn them, you can't get rid of that flavour.
Well, I mean, we say 2 minutes. I just smelt it. Like, I know straight away.
That's
2 minutes, they're ready to go.
They're ready to go. So now you've got those in there, and as you go, I'm going to cut onions and jalapenos. Can you throw in Vegemite, malt vinegar, black tea, Guinness, and veggie stock?
Whoa. Back up here.
Right?
What are these
We're
ingredients?
just going somewhere else, aren't we?
Vegemite.
Well, that's right. I mean, look, I just think roasted chilies, really dark and rich and beautiful, and I really like the idea. I think sometimes chilies can be just light and tomato, you know? Oh, I've got tomato in my chili, that's all I've got, you know? And it's kind of not very fun. So what's dark and rich and umami, full of flavour and slightly tannic and layers and layers and layers, especially when you're doing plant-based food. Let's create some great layers. So chilies, bitter tannic tea, awesome. Bit of fun.
Yeah, why not?
You could use coffee if you wanted to, actually. That's a really cool one to use instead.
Yep.
Guinness. I mean, Guinness pies, you know, really sticky and delicious.
Love this.
Background Irish heritage. Come on, why not? Veggie stock for a leveler and a bit of flavour. Malt vinegar. And then the thing about Vegemite, umami bomb. Like, it's crazy. You know, any pie, any sort of cassoulet, any sort of stew, a good teaspoon of Vegemite.
It's essentially like stock.
That's right.
So...
It really is. My dad, when I grew up, gravy was always with a spoon of Vegemite. And a spoon of jam.
You're such an Aussie.
I really am, aren't I?
And a little bit of Irish.
That's right. I try to bring some culture.
So this is, like you say, that flavour bomb that's really going to transform just classic baked beans or chilli to, wow, this is really interesting. This has definitely got depth of flavour here.
That's right. Now, I've got the onions going. I've got some jalapeno green ones here, quite a few.
Right.
I'm just going to slice them badly. And I'm going to go through them all. The onions are there. And as I sort of cut these up, I'm going to start adding them to this pan.
Sounds good. And I'm going to give this a really good blend until all these flavours mingle.
Okay, so we're starting to get some colour and sweetness in that, but we're not going dark brown because we don't really want to do that just yet.
Okay.
Here, tomato paste. Now, the only tomato we have in this whole chilli, which I think is quite an unusual thing most of the time, especially plant-based chilies, it's always about undercooked beans and undercooked tomatoes. It drives me insane. So the idea here is to cook out all that rawness from the tomato paste.
Yep. And then I'm going to let you have a taste of this just to make sure that I've put enough chilli in there for you.
Well, how about there's a spoon for you, the tiny one, and there's a spoon for me.
Just a little bit.
But it is warm, I reckon.
I love that.
Nice, right?
I love that. And that's raw, so when it's cooked, I can imagine how
That's right.
delicious
And
that's
also,
gonna be.
when you cook things like this, you're going to soften that heat, right? You're going to soften that spiciness from it.
I was scared that was going to blow my head off.
Yeah.
That's all right. Although in saying that, now he's adding more chilli.
More chilli. And again, I do want to reiterate, you don't have to add all this chilli. It is totally up to you how much or little you want to add, right?
Yeah.
It could get scary. But smoked paprika, happy days, right?
Okay.
And we don't want to burn that. So that's done. We can go in with that now. I'm going to step back because it might sizzle. Beautiful. That is looking good. How
I thought that
cool
was
is that colour?
Chilli, so I was a bit
scared
worried.
chilli.
But then you smell smoked paprika and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good.
That's delicious. As I said, we're not trying to blow people's brains out. Otherwise, you know, well, I wouldn't mind because I love chili. But in the scheme of things, I think majority of people don't love chili as much as I do. Okay, so the beans, which are really soft and delicious, you know, they're broken apart. They've gone all creamy. I'm just going to add these in to this pot and then let it cook for 30 minutes until everything comes jammy and delicious.
Lovely.
That is glistening. It's reduced, right? Thick and jammy. You can add a bit of sugar if you find you just need a bit of sweetness. And then, of course, a final seasoning of salt. Now, don't be afraid. It does take quite a lot. Right, so I'm going to start serving up.
Yes.
Do you want to chop the greens of the spring onions for me?
Can do.
A little colour on the side never sort of hurt anyone. And if you think about chili, you don't have to just serve it with rice or, in many ways, corn chips. You know, we've got a little nod to the world of our childhood, I think. I don't know if you're the same as me, but you know, the old Jats is a bit of a friend of my family.
I'm with you. I love them.
Right, finishing off for me, some avo just on the side there. Big bit of plant-based mozzarella.
I've never tried that
cheese.
before.
It melts beautifully.
Okay.
Sour cream on the side because some people love it, some people don't.
Yep.
And the Jats, and then I'm going to reach in front of you.
Yes,
and be
go
rude.
for it.
I'm just going to finish that off. Just get some colour in there.
Yep.
Different contrasting in flavour. So a really glowingly warm chili.
It's vegan, right?
It is, 100%.
This is vegan. All right, I'm going to try this.
Yeah, you say you're not hugely in love with chill, so...
I'm going to want the bean and I do want the chili.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take it easy. So I don't want too much of it. I'm going to go like this and some sour cream on top.
And I'm going to go all in.
You're going to go all in?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I want a bit of
Cheers.
cheese on top. Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me.
This is a revelation. I would never think to put that with Jats. It's amazing.
Bam!